Hey everybody, welcome back to Storytime with Stuffies. Today, here we have
Amy.
And what's your name?
Ben.
Ben? Oh, Ben? Okay, now Ben. So we are...
Wait, what are you?
Holly. I am Holly.
I am Groot.
We are going to be doing a 12-day
Hopefully we can get 12 days done.
series counting down from the 12th of December, which is today when you see this video. That'll be the 12th of December. And going all the way down to Christmas Eve. And we are going to be doing the Jesus Storybook Bible, which will eventually get down to Christmas. And we will also be unwrapping a book and possibly picking an activity from this hat. So we're going to start with unwrapping a book. Well, you should wait. You should pick. You should pick a book. So we can't even see it.
But the night before Christmas.
Clement C. Moore. Would you like to read it?
It would be a pleasure to them. 'Twas the night before Christmas, when all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there. The children were nestled, all snug in their beds, while visions of sugar plums danced in their heads. And Mama in her kerchief and I in my cap had just settled down to a long winter's nap, when out on the lawn there arose such a clatter, I sprang to my bed to see what was the matter. Away to the window I flew like a flash, tore open the shutters and flew up the sash. The moon on the breast of the new fallen snow gave a luster of midday to objects below, when what to my wondering eyes should appear but a miniature sleigh and 8 tiny reindeer. With a little old driver so lively and quick, I knew in a moment it must be St. Nick. More rapid than eagles, his coursers they came, and he whistled and shouted and called them by name. Now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer and Vixen, on Comet, on Cupid, on Donder and Blitzen, to the top of the porch, to the top of the wall. Now dash away, dash away, dash away all. As dry leaves that before the wild hurricane fly, when they meet with an obstacle mount to the sky. So up to the housetop the coursers they flew, with a sleigh full of toys, and St. Nicholas too. And then in a twinkle I heard on the roof, the prancing and pawing of each little hoof. As I drew in my head and was turning around, down the chimney St. Nicholas came with a bound. He was dressed all in fur from his head to his foot, and his clothes were all tarnished with ashes and soot. A bundle of toys he had flung on his back, and he looked like a peddler just opening his pack. His eyes how they twinkled, his dimples how merry, his cheeks were like roses, his nose like a cherry, his droll little mouth was drawn up like a bow, and the beard on his chin was as white as the snow. The stump of a pipe he held tight in his teeth, and the smoke it encircled his head like a wreath. He had a broad face and a little round belly that shook when he laughed like a bowl full of jelly. He was chubby and plump, a right jolly old elf, and I laughed when I saw him in spite of myself. A wink of his eye and a twist of his head soon gave me to know I had nothing to dread. He spoke not a word, but went straight to his work, and filled all the stockings, and turned with a jerk, and laying his finger aside of his nose, and giving a nod, up the chimney he rose. He sprang to his sleigh, to his team gave a whistle, and away they all flew like the down of a thistle. But I heard him exclaim, as he drove out of sight, Happy Christmas to all, and to all a good night.
Well, that was a good book to start off with for this series. And I'm pretty sure we read that multiple times every Christmas, just for fun. And now we are going to read the Jesus Storybook Bible, which is by Sally Lloyd Jones. So we're reading pages 100 to 107, and if you would like to follow along in that book, or if you want to look it up in the Bible, it is found in Exodus 16 to 17 and 19 to 40. So, and it's called 10 Ways to be Perfect, and it is about Moses and the 10 Commandments. And this book is building up to why Jesus needed to come to earth to save us, and it is building up to that. So it's starting in the Old Testament, but it will work its way up to the New Testament. So there they all were, grannies, granddads, babies, uncles, aunts, children, moms, and dads, out there in the middle of the desert. They had blisters from all the walking. They were hungry and thirsty, and much, much too hot. We don't like it, they said. It stinks. And so they did, for that matter, because no one had a bath in weeks. Now remember, because this is something they'd forgotten, God had done amazing things for his people. He'd hidden them inside a cloud, he'd moved the sea, he'd set them free. But God's people weren't happy. They didn't care about being free. Wasn't it better that they were slaves? At least they'd have a lot of nice food to eat. God doesn't want us to be happy, they said. It was the same lie that Adam and Eve had heard all those years before. God brought us out here to kill us. God doesn't love us. But they didn't know God very well, did they? Every day of their journey, God kept on showing his people how well he would look after them if they would trust in him and obey him. When they were hungry, God made the sky rain with food, bread coming down from heaven. What is it? They asked each other. They didn't know, so they called it "What is it?" which of course is a very good name for something when you don't know what it is. When they were thirsty and started quarreling, God made water flow from a rock. Moses called that place Quarreling because that seemed like a good name too. And still, God's children didn't trust him or do what he said. They thought they could do a better job of looking after themselves and making themselves happy. But God knew there was no such thing as happiness without him. So God led them to a tall mountain. God wanted to talk to his people and show them what he was like. He wanted to help them know him better and tell them about the special land he was going to give them. The whole earth belongs to me, God said, but I have chosen you. You are my special family. I want you to live in the way that shows everyone else what I am like, so they can know me too. God called Moses up to the mountain, a great mountain. The great mountain shook. A thick cloud fell. Thunder roared. Lightning crackled. And God gave Moses 10 rules called commandments. I want you to love me more than anything else in the world. And know that I love you too, God told them. That is the most important thing of all. God gave them other rules, like don't make yourself pretend gods, don't kill other people, don't steal or lie. The rules showed God's people how to live and how to be close to him and how to be happy. They showed how life works best. God's promises will always look after you, Moses said. Will you love him and keep these rules? We can do it. Yes, we promise. But they were wrong. They couldn't. No matter how hard they tried, they could never keep God's rules all the time. God knew they couldn't. He wanted them to know it too. Only one person could keep all the rules. Many years later, God would send him to stand in their places and be perfect for them. Because the rules couldn't save them, only God could save them. So that was the end of that story, and there are a couple questions. Hopefully you listened so you can answer. So the first question is, after the amazing miracles the Israelites had seen, why were they still not happy?
Because they were tired of wandering in the desert and they didn't have all the said great foods they had had in Egypt while being slaves, and they were unhappy with their lifestyle.
And why did God lead them to a mountain?
So he could give Moses the commandments.
And why did God give them rules?
So they could try to keep them.
And can anybody keep God's rules perfectly?
God. Jesus.
Yes, Jesus can. So now that we have, so you can think about those questions, and you can go read that if you want. It is found in Exodus, and now we are going to do a fun little activity that is very simple. Yes, you can. And there is a couple pieces of paper in here with something written on them to do, and it's very simple activities, and we're going to be doing one for every 12 of the videos, hopefully. So you also make paper snowflakes, and if I can find one, I will, don't ruin the surprises, I will link in the description a template, a printable template, if you would like to go do it yourself too. So let us go do it. If you speak. You will with a little shirt. So that was fun, wasn't it?
It was.
You sound sarcastic.
It was very fun.
And we made these wonderful snowflakes. This is hers.
No, this is mine.
They're both yours. This is mine.
This is mine.
Mine did not turn out that good. I should have added more cuts, but I can do that later.
Here's mine.
And you can also do like she did, and instead of using printer paper, you could use construction paper or scrapbook paper, or really any paper would work. And then it'd even look cool if you did like newspaper. And that will then snowflake. And we will see you in the next video. Hopefully it's tomorrow that it gets done. Thank you for watching, and it's only 12 days till Christmas. Bye!
Bye! Bye!